What's going on, Skye Squad? We are back in the building. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye, and we got to talk some news, okay? We got some Potomac news. Robyn is calling out the producers. We touched on this yesterday, but we're gonna dive more into it today, okay? Askale has been called out, okay, and very interesting stuff there. We got Simon Guobadia back in the news, being put on blast as well. But first things first, let's get into you. Whoa. Before we do that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button, and join the texting community so I can send you a text message as soon as a new video drops. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the news. Now, you know your girl Askale is the friend of the housewives on the Real Housewives of Potomac. She is beautiful and we love her, but they need to give her an intro package, okay? So we can really get into more of who she actually is. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. She's asking the right questions. Why don't we know more about her? Okay. But what we do know is that the queen is paying attention. The queen is looking at Askale, and she got her eyes on her. And she got her eyes on her. You want to know what I'm talking about? Take a look at this. Okay. So Nicki Minaj been watching the episodes now. Nicki Minaj, who you know actually wanted to do some hosterization for the reunion. She been watching that good old Askale. She says 7 episodes in, and this face is all we've gotten from Askale in every scene. Now, Askale posted this on her Instagram just yesterday. You want to know what face she talking about? Would you like to know what face she talking about? Let me give you the face that she talking about right here, okay? Let's get into this face that Askale been making. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I love a housewife that knows how to give good face, okay? You know, in order to be a housewife, you got to know how to read. You know how to give your all, how to be personable, how to be real. But you also know how to give a good facial expression in a moment of chaos and calamity. You know what I'm saying? And Askale is proving that she can, one, ask the right questions. So she obviously paying attention. Okay, she can dive right into a scene, not knowing everybody not knowing all the players, but still ask the right questions. And she can also give good face, okay? Now, this is definitely a requirement of a good housewife because when you're in the middle of a scene, you can't just be sitting back and doing nothing, okay? Now, this is something that I want you guys to recognize in real life in general, especially when you're doing TV, especially when you're doing a reality show. Everything you do is not always verbal. Sometimes it's your nonverbals that's going to pop up on camera because if you're giving good nonverbals, then the camera, obviously, somebody going to be panning across the room to get these reaction shots, and you got to know how to give a good reaction. So, Askale, girl, you're doing your due diligence, and the queen is watching, and we watching, and we want to see more, okay? With that out of the way, let's keep talking on. Y'all want to keep on trucking on Potomac? Let's keep right on trucking on Potomac because we talked about this yesterday. We got into it yesterday. Bite this situation. Okay, let me make sure I can pull it on up. Give me one good second, y'all. We're going to pull it on up right now. Now, here we go. So Robyn to the Dixon, okay? Shout out to our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk. Let's click that like button, okay? And make sure you guys comment. Keep that engagement going on these posts over there because they doing the doggone thing. Now, y'all had alerted me to this yesterday, but we didn't really get a chance to really dive into it because, you know, I didn't really know that she was out there basically throwing the producers under the bus for allegedly throwing her under the bus. But she putting them on blast, and she letting y'all know that she allegedly did not ever have a conversation with Giselle about that good Dr. Wendy Askale and her husband, even though we saw on the screen her having a conversation with Giselle about that good Dr. Wendy and her husband, okay? So this is what she had to say. And again, shout out to the Neighborhood Talk for catching this information. I guess somebody had commented and said, Robyn, as a fellow Aries woman, if I said something, I said it. Not going to act clueless. I will tell you I said it, and the chips will fall where they may after that. You're not giving Aries energy. We're not mum or quiet about a doggone thing, no matter what or who. Boom. Come on, Aries. Y'all let me know in the chatterization. Is this typical of an Aries I want to know, because you know I'm a Cancer, so I really just pay attention to what the Cancer sign gives. You know what I'm saying? But here's what Robyn had to say. She said this: I own everything I say and do. I can't own something that did not happen, which is that conversation about the blog/rumor. Giselle never brought it up to me. I hadn't heard one word discussed about it prior to this moment in this clip, hence not knowing what Wendy was talking about. For whatever reason, someone felt it necessary to edit the audio and throw me under the bus. Now, I ain't gonna do it here because I'm on the YouTube. But if I was you, what I would do is head on over to the Neighborhood Talk so you can click on over to the scene and watch that scene yourself. It is the scene wherein Giselle is having the conversation with Robyn and they're talking about Wendy, and Wendy is about to walk up into the room. Wendy is heading up into the stairs. This is what Wendy is basically asking. I mean, what y'all talking about up in here? Y'all look like y'all in deep conversation, and they're like, oh, nothing, girl, nothing, girl. But right before that, we know from what we saw on the screen that Giselle was having that conversation with Robyn. And listen, it could have been edited in, but it don't look like it. I mean, it didn't look like it at all, because the way they had cut and pasted it, allegedly, I mean, make it seem like Robyn was definitely saying she's heard the rumor, although she don't really believe in it, and it's a touchy subject. Hence, when we see the preview, as I told y'all this past weekend, the preview scene tells us that she is saying to Wendy when confronted, I don't know nothing about what you're talking about. But then when we saw the episode on Sunday, she was edited out of that moment, and we just hear someone say, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on behind the scenes down to the Potomac, because it's not making no sense to me. And let's talk about it further, because at the end of the day, what I will say is this: it's usually not a good idea for a reality TV star to call out production, because one of the things that you should know, typically when you sign a contract for a reality TV show, and if you don't know, let me tell you. And now this is not the case for every contract. This is not the case for every show. But on a lot of shows, and trust me, I know, you are basically signing up to film your reality. However, whatever is deemed necessary for production can usually be done in order to enhance the story or the viewing experience. Thus, what that is saying is typically the footage can be managed however they see fit. So she could be right. But at the end of the day, okay, it still ain't kosher to call out the production on the show that you still starring on. The season ain't over. You ain't heard Giselle say neither hide nor hair about it. And Giselle being read up and down the street for filth right now, because Wendy Acefo had gathered her and Robyn so bad, she had dragged them by their toenails. But still, Giselle understands the game, because Giselle understands, girl, I'm just going to keep it. We're going to keep it 100 I'm going to keep it my 100 with what I think is going on. And that's going to be it. And she's going to tell what she got to say on the Bravo chat room. And she's going to ignore all the chaos that's going on. Because Giselle know how to play the game. She know how to play the game. And I feel like she need to teach Robyn the game. That's the name of the game. 1 week you'll be read and dragged. The next week you'll be loved. It is what it is. That's reality TV. And for those of us who are, real fans of the show, we keep it there. We keep it to where the show is. And then we, when the show, after we finish getting our feelings out about the show, we go on about our lives. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what y'all think about this whole situation down in the comment section down below. I had to talk about this today because it had lit a fire in my spirit. And I felt like, I said, we got to talk about it. We got to really dive deep into it, because so much was going on with the review yesterday. And I didn't feel like doing another video because it just took the life out of me. And, because I put my all into it. So let's move on to the next story. So let's take you guys on over. I want to take you guys on over down the street to Atlanta. Okay, let's go on down to Atlanta. Now, our friend, I don't know him personally. I'm just saying, friend in our head, Mr. Simon Guobadia had then posted something online yesterday that had got the people to take notice. So he says this, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, a parent is a person who brings up and cares for another. However, being a parent does not necessarily mean that you biologically pass your genetics to a child. A parent can take on different forms such as step-parent, grandparent, legal guardian, or combination. I think he hop on that pedestal and gives a little sermon, okay? But sometimes you be feeling like, is you talking to somebody? Anyway, this was the what he said over here in the caption. He says, this message is particularly directed at Black men. I do not consider you a man if you are not emotionally and financially providing for your child. Okay, I'm with you when you're right. He says, God would not and cannot look kindly on you. Stand up and show up for your child in order to be considered a man and accorded the respect you deserve as a father. If you are not caring for your child, unfollow me and get the F off my page. We are not in the same league. When you start meeting your obligation as a parent, I will start respecting you. Now, who is he talking to? Because I feel like this is directed at somebody. Or else he just speaking generally to the men that are like this. He says, in order to hold the high moral ground on parenting, you must demonstrate you are consistent and committed to the care and upbringing of your child. You must financially provide for them. No excuse is acceptable. If you are being derailed by a co-parent, the courts are on your side to ensure your rights as a parent are preserved. And also make sure in the eyes of the law, you are still considered a parent rather than a sperm donor. You cannot claim fatherhood if you have not emotionally and financially provided for your child, period. Okay? So this is where it all started. This is where it all started. And and listen, on a lot of those aspects, I would definitely respect what he's saying, because I feel like, listen, it takes so much more to be a father than, just posting about you being a father on Instagram. I mean, you guys to put in the time and the effort. Now, I ain't a daddy yet, except for, to our furry friends, you know what I'm saying, to a dog. But when I do become a father, I'm going to have to be, present, accounted for, teaching and nurturing and providing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what the deal is. Anyway, somebody didn't call Simon out, okay? Because the neighborhood talk yet again, they didn't call the good tea. And we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about the tea that's been caught, particularly with regards to this situation, because one of Falynn's baby daddies is calling Simon out. Okay, he is calling him all the way out. It is bad news for Mr. Simon Guobadia after that post. Here is what was said. Make sure you guys give the neighborhood talk a follow now. Okay. So this is what was said, and we're going to talk about it. Now, one of Falynn's baby daddies, Sharon Barber, is calling him out for being allegedly controlling, manipulative, and mentally abusive. And he's almost on his 10th wife. Now, this is what he say. He said Simon might be too good of a dad. He thought he was Falynn's dad, trying to control her and put her on punishment for not doing whatever he said. Dude is on like his 10th wife. If you're such a good father, husband, and provider, why can't you keep a wife? Because there are deeper issues. Then he says, yeah, he's big mad. Truth is, the son that Falynn and I actually lived with me until he was 5. I actually raised my son and Falynn's 2 other sons when we were together. I was the primary parent of my son when we split. Falynn and I co-parented and got along fine. Simon was insecure of our relationship and tried to coerce Val to keep my son away. Dude is controlling, manipulative. Why y'all think she left him? It just don't stop. It just don't. This is the story that will never end. Have y'all realized that? And honestly, when I said in the beginning, I said, I feel like this story. I think I said it in so many words that this story is going to have legs. Okay. But I had no idea how many legs and tentacles it was going to have. And now we got other people coming out and speaking out in defense of Falynn, okay, and giving their sides of the story about Mr. I am Simon Guobadia, allegedly. You know what? I just can't wait to see this spinoff special that Porsha got, because I need to see Simon and Porsha on the camera. That's what I need to see. I need to see their relationship dynamics. I hope to see opulence and excellence and all of that. I want to see private jets. I want to see mansions. I want to see trips abroad. I want to see opulence. I want to see it all. I need to see exactly what's going down. And if these allegations are true, will we see any of that come out to play with regards to Simon? Because on the surface, from what we've seen to get from him, I mean, he was technically correct about Falynn expecting. And he does seem to speak quite a bit about fatherhood and manhood and being a man. And, it's all very aspirational. And I'm with it. I'm with that aspirational lifestyle. So I want to see it in action. I'm looking forward to it. Are you looking forward to it? What do y'all think is going to happen next? Should Robyn really be calling out producers of a show that she is currently on? I think it's one thing to call them out when you done left the show. I think it's different to call them out when you're still on the show. That to me is just a little bit like, oh, I don't know if you want to do that. I don't know if you want to do it. But y'all let me know what you think. Are you keeping an eye out on Askale like the rest of us are, like the queen is? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hit that notification bell button. Join the texting community. And guess what, y'all? I'm going to catch you in the next video.